sometimes history doesn't call your name. It waits for you to walk through its door. The thought struck Lena the moment she slid her suitcase across the creaky attic floor of her Amsterdam guest house. The room felt old. Older than the cobblestone streets below, older than the tulip shop across the way, yet somehow familiar, as though her fingers already knew the worn ridges of the window latch. She had come to the Netherlands on a whim, tracing vague threads of family lore. Her mother spoke of ancestors once connected to this city, but the stories were foggy, faded with time. There was just one detail that lingered. We used to have a shop somewhere near the canals. Nothing more. That first night, she couldn't sleep. Wind rattled the glass, and just outside, a narrow signboard creaked, flicking shadows into her room. Lena padded downstairs in her socks, the wooden steps protesting beneath her weight. On the ground floor, she found the lobby quiet, except for a box tucked behind the welcome desk. "Old attic finds," read a sticky note. Curiosity tugged her fingers into the box. She lifted newspaper clippings, sepia photos, and receipts from decades past, until one photograph froze her breath. A couple stiffly posed in front of a storefront. Above the window, Vandermeer & Co. Mercantile. Lena's pulse quickened. Vandermeer was her mother's maiden name. Beneath the couple's feet, the brickwork was unmistakable, the same ivy pattern that crawled across the guesthouse facade outside her room. She stared, unable to blink. The morning sun burned gold on the canal water. Lena marched to the owner, photo trembling in her hand. "Where did this come from?" The woman smiled thoughtfully. "This building used to be a family store, long before it became lodgings." "Why do you ask?" Lena choked on the answer, because those faces were her great-grandparents. Because the attic room she had chosen randomly was perched exactly above the place they once lived and worked. The owner rummaged beneath the counter and produced an old registry book, names and dates scrawled in elegant ink, one pair matching the photo. "They lived upstairs," the owner said gently. "Just like you." That night, Lena cracked open her journal, not simply as a traveler, but as a returning descendant. She traced the ivy outside the window with her fingertip, feeling suddenly rooted, tethered to a city that had silently waited for her return. Sometimes fate doesn't announce itself. It whispers through creaking floorboards, forgotten photos, and the weight of coincidence too heavy to ignore. Lena had come looking for a place to stay, and instead, she found where her story began. If you enjoyed this story, please like, share, and subscribe to help the channel grow.